Okay, this is a video demonstration of the cTrader trend surfing indicator. So this is an indicator that's been extended from an existing one to give it some useful features that it really needs to let you know when there's a signal, when the trend reverses, okay? It can be used for short time frames or larger time frames. What I'm going to do is show you the example. I'll get straight into it. So this is the cTrader platform version 3 that's just been released. And as you'll see on the chart, you've got your symbols on the left. What I'm going to do is just press F11 to get rid of those. If I click on this screen, if I click F11, I just want to get rid of that. Okay, I just want the chart only. I'm going to load the indicator in. So I'm just going to go to Custom. So if you download this from the website, you'll just download it, double click on, you'll probably unzip it, double click on it, it'll automatically get installed. You'll then find it under here under Custom Indicators. Go down to click Algo Trend Surfer, whether you're using the trial or the other version. Okay, the first thing you're going to see is the parameters. The web page, you can access the web page at the bottom of this link if you're watching this on YouTube, but the parameters are explained in more detail on the product page. But I'll go through it anyway with you. So you've got your period 1 and period 2. This indicator is made up of 3 moving averages, and these 2 values are used in a formula calculation to decide how it looks. I'll go through that later. So you can experiment with these 2 values, okay? You can choose the moving average type you want to use. I think there's 7 different types. Confirmation dots, I'll go through that in a minute, but what that means is, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll put the indicator up first. You can see this is how it looks. So you can see that the red dots denote a bearish trend and the green dots are a bullish trend, okay? And when you get areas like this, you can see that it's got solid trend directional changes going up and down there, yeah? So what I'll do again is I'll go back to the parameters and I'll explain it while the indicator's on the chart. So what we've got is confirmation dots. What happens is this indicator will send you an instant telegram message. It's like an SMS message, but it's free of charge. To your mobile phone. You'll have the app installed on your mobile phone. The product page will explain it in more detail how to install Telegram and set it up. But what it means is with Telegram instant messaging, it's like having an SMS service. You don't pay for it. You get instantly, you get an alert sent to your phone. So if you've got larger time frames you want to capture, you can have that sent to you while you're not at your PC and you're somewhere else, so you know what's happening with the markets. You can decide if you want to show a pop-up. So the pop-up display will say, I'll show you that in a minute in an example. It will tell you the symbol, and it will tell you the time frame, and it will tell you whether you should buy or sell. Okay. Now the pop-up delay, that decides how long in seconds that the pop-up message will be on the screen. Because if you're away from your PC and you get, say, many pop-ups, you don't want pop-ups all over your screen. So this will just display for, I don't know, so it defaults at 5 seconds. An example would be, you set up this indicator with an alert, you start looking at other charts and you're trading or you're looking at other charts, and all of a sudden the pop-up will come up and tell you to buy a certain currency symbol or an instrument. And then you can just navigate to that chart and see what's going on and decide if you want to enter a trade or not, okay? And it'll automatically disappear after 5 seconds, but you can change that. If you want a longer pop-up, just put 100 or 1000 or whatever you want. You can also have an email sent to you. So the SMS would be an instant message, but emails are pretty fast these days. So once an alert occurs that you've set up, it will send you an email to your email address, and you should get that quite fast. You can also play a sound. So again, if you're not at your charts and you're playing with the dog, a sound, any sound you want, you can specify what sound you want to use. So for each alert symbol that you set up, you can have a different sound. In this case, we've got the euro dollar. And you can have a specific sound for the euro dollar that you know that's, if you're away from your PC, that's the currency symbol that you need to go back and look at, okay? Show historical trend. That will tell you whether you want to only show new dots that are being formed. So what will happen now is this will only show new dots. You can see them forming here, 2 red dots, okay? It doesn't show the historical dots. Or you can just show the whole history and the new ones, okay? Show confirmation text. If I select that to no, it doesn't tell me at the top about the confirmation that's going on. So what I'm going to do now, also you can change the thickness of the dots. You can make them thicker, and you can change the color to anything you want. You can, instead of red, you can have it as blue or any other color you want. Okay, so I'm going to OK that, and what I'm going to do now is it's got 1 bearish confirmation. You see there. I don't know why it says bearish. It shouldn't be bearish, but maybe if I refresh the screen. Okay, let's start again. So that's probably because I was playing around with the figures. So you can see the green dots are larger on there than the red dots. I'll just change that back. I'll put them both the same at 5. Okay, so what's going to happen now, because it's on 1 minute chart, this might take forever to actually happen, but it waits until the next cycle. It won't, because we've started it now, refresh the chart, it started halfway through a bearish trend with the dots, so it won't actually start from there. It needs to start from a new cycle. So in this case, a new cycle down here would be here, where it actually just changes. And what it does, when it says confirmation bars, it won't buy on the first bar, because sometimes you'll get indecision like here. See, there's 2 green bars. If you were to buy here, you'd just lost straight away, because there's no real decider of the direction. So here you'd need to wait. If you set it to 5 bars, you'd like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it would enter a trade here. It would actually wait for more of a confirmation before it enters the trade. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a lower time frame to show you this working on a lower time frame. I'm going to go to 10 ticks. So when this changes to a bearish trend, which it might bounce off now because there's some structure at the bottom here, when it starts reversing and going to a bearish trend, you'll see some green dots. And at the top, you'll see bullish confirmation 1, 2, 3. And I think we've set the confirmation dots just to 2. So what will happen is when it gets to 2 bullish confirmation dots, it will actually come up with a pop-up on the screen to tell you to buy. So you don't even need to be looking at that chart for it to happen. Like I said, you could be trading, on another symbol, or you could be looking at other charts, and it will actually come across and tell you. So this should be a good example, because it should bounce hopefully again and go bearish. And 2 is not a lot, so it may not be a solid trend directional change. So if we just hang on a second now, just to see if that actually starts going green. So you can see, because of this formula we're using for the 3 moving averages, normally you would enter a trend. Most people would think it's going to bounce and they would enter a trend now. Okay, it's the first dot. So this waits, it's like a delay, more of a confirmation that the trend is changing direction. Okay, and we should wait for 1 more. So this example I'm using, there we go, it's now hit 2. So it's telling you the time frame, and it's telling you to buy Euro USD. Okay, and there's your buy here. So you would normally want to enter a trade and buy. This is only 2 dots, so it's not a solid confirmation, and also it's using a 10 tick time frame, so it's very low. Normally I wouldn't go below 1 minute. For your alerts to be sent to your mobile phone and all the rest of it, you want 1 hour or above. You want a longer time frame, okay? But you can set this up. You can set one indicator up on different time frames, and have multiple signals being sent to your phone or popping up on the screen. So you might want to know when both the 1 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour and 4 hour, if they all pop up and you get confirmation that it's bullish, then you know there's a strong bullish trend about to occur. Okay. So again, if you would have entered the trade here on the 2nd candle, you'd be in profit already. Okay, it's bounced up. So this is actually a very good example. I'm glad that's happened. And what I'll do in another video, I'm going to show you how you can enter the trade really fast. We've got professional trading widgets. It's a little widget that you can buy and sell just by clicking on 2 buttons. And I'll explain it in another video, which is going to be a lot easier to trade with than doing this, going into create order and then having to actually buy or sell and set the values in here, because it takes up half the screen with this thing here. If you use our little trading widget, it's very small. I'll show you it in another video. I'll put a link to your access at the bottom of this video, and you can just buy and sell, close and open positions, reverse very easily with a small widget on the screen. Okay, so that's just the example of this this indicator. I hope you find it useful. As you can see, the actual buy sign comes up on the screen, and you can change the values in here if you want. You can go in and change the spacing signal. I think this might get rid of the buy actually if I do this. Yeah, it did. So you can change the spacing of the signal, the message that comes up on the screen, so you can have it closer to the actual your timed it by. So you can see there that it's actually gained a lot of dots. From the 2 dots, I'll just quickly go for this now. On the 2 dot confirmation, it would have been about here, and if you would have closed up here, it's 4 pips. It's not a lot, but it's just a general example. It's not going to be a lot, obviously, because you're using a time frame of there. But if you're on the 1 hour, one thing I do want to say before I disappear, I know I'm rambling on, is the best way I would use this. Actually, I should have said this at the start. This is very important, actually. What I would do, you want to favor either bullish or bearish, not just going for both. So how do you say which one is the higher probability to succeed when there's a change in direction? What I would do is this. I would go probably all the way up to the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, you can see that it's very bearish, but it looks like there's a, and also look at the structure of support and resistance as well. It looks like there's a change about to occur on the daily. Okay, it looks like it's about to change to go bullish, sorry. So I'm going to go down now to 12 hours. And on the 12 hours, you can see it start to go bullish. There's a change in direction. And if I go down to 8 hours, you can see it's more confirmation. And you know, if you keep going down, you can see it's now going into a bullish trend. And if I go to 1 hour, you know, it's into a bit of a solid bullish trend there. So what I would do, if I was using a 1 minute time frame just for scalping or trading, I would probably favor bullish signals over bearish signals. Okay, so I would probably only trade when it goes into a bullish signal, and that's one way of using this indicator, using just this only just the indicator to identify a change in direction for trend. You can use other indicators as well, and the best thing to do is to favor the ones that are giving you a good confirmation of the direction that the trend is about to go in, and then just trade in that direction. Okay, and like I said before, I'll quickly show you the scalping widgets, which is very small for doing buys and sells and managing. You can double the position, close partial profit, and all the rest of it. Okay, okay, that's it. Cheers.